Greetings friends, I am Obsidian. Defuk Boom just released part 1 of episode 77, and oh boy do we have a lot to talk about. We got to see the return of human beings after 3 whole episodes to be exact. The last time we saw any sign of humans was in episode 74, but they were being infected with skibidi brain rot. We got to see Stake's screams in this episode, and he is credited in the description of this video, and we also saw a new alliance team up with the G Squad, which definitely brings the hype higher. Today, I will be analysing this episode in full detail, so don't forget to leave a like and subscribe as it will be heavily appreciated, and it will let me know if you enjoy these analysis videos. Without further ado, let's begin. The episode starts with our POV laser-large cameraman rising from the water to the ground, and in this moment we can realise that the hardware heads can actually get wet in the water and suffer no consequences. Perhaps they can even breathe underwater. We can also see an Astro toilet flying at a ridiculously fast pace. After the POV laser-large cameraman rises from the water, he turns around to see the Strider scientist duo, aka the Camera Strider, who is being controlled by the mech scientist cameraman, also rises from the water, the POV laser. Large cameraman makes a get-down gesture towards the Strider scientist duo, telling them to get back into the water so that he can then make sure that the coast is clear. We start to walk towards a destroyed road, where we turn to the left and we see a church in the background, which later gets confirmed in the episode. Before I continue, I remember pretty early on, back in episode 10, this episode took place inside of a church, and now we see a church again after 67 episodes. Is this the same church? I guess we will never know, because we never went inside in this episode, and in episode 10, there was never an outside POV of the church, but I am sure that it may be the same, and if it is. Could this mean that the holy toilet will return as an Astro toilet? He did have red eyes after all, and a halo above his head. And what does Astro Duchess have above her head? Something similar. This can't be a coincidence. Anyways, when the laser-large cameraman looks to the left, he spots something. Did you spot it? Yes, the most famous chair on the internet is back, and we can see it start moving until it is levitating and then flying in the air towards a dim light, which later disappears in the episode. I wonder what this light could be. Lots of people speculate it can be a TV man beam, specifically the large TV man, but that beam would cover a wider range and it would be brighter, so this is unlikely to be a TV man, especially since we don't see any black teleportation smoke when the laser-large cameraman goes to inspect. I think this light may be a portal that was created to help the chair escape, or this was the work of the secret computerman character that was in episode 74. Maybe he has the ability to control these objects or manipulate them alongside his ability to shapeshift into objects. It's a bit hard to tell for now anyway, but I am sure that we will find out for sure later on. As we all know, everyone has been speculating that the computerman has shapeshifting abilities, and that the chair and the plant were them being shapeshifted all along. So perhaps this light is something that has to do with that ability, and the way the chair disappeared could have possibly had to do with a teleporting or invisibility ability, which could suggest that a certain secret agent is involved with this situation, and we do actually see him later on, but just barely. Perhaps the computer men have both teleportation and invisibility, since for now I am speculating that the computer men are much more powerful than any race of the Alliance, which hopefully is true. But if they turn out to be evil secretly, then, oh well, we are cooked. But they seem to be secretly helping the Alliance as shape-shifted objects, so we can't say for sure for now. I will say all of my theories in a separate video one day, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, the laser-large cameraman notices the chair's movement, and he flies towards that direction to see nothing but the plant and an oddly placed payphone by a tree. Before he could process anything, he suddenly hears a voice. The laser-large cameraman turns left as he charges his laser minigun. We see that it is a squad of humans, and a woman who seems to be leading the squad says, "Don't shoot. We are not enemy. I've seen likes of you helping out other people. Can you get us to a safer place?" The laser-large cameraman points directly towards the burning church, and the woman says, "No, can't you see? The church is on fire." This obviously shows that humans can't just walk into places that have fire because they don't have durability against fire. They're not like cameramen or skibidi toilets. that have enhanced durability. This was obviously the case for the humans, and that's why we don't see a lot of humans in this war, because they likely got turned into skybidi toilets, or they died due to the consequences of this ever-escalating war. I do hope that we at least do get one human special agent, like Plunger Cameraman or Dark Speakerman, besides the secret agent. I do hope that we at least get one human that is actively helping the Alliance and toilets in the battlefield. After this, we see the woman gasp, and we then turn around to see 2 flying Astro toilets coming to attack. About 2 blasts hit the humans before the laser-large cameraman puts up his shield and starts to shoot from his laser minigun at the Astro toilet, destroying him. Then, the second one shoots behind him a few times, and then he uses his laser minigun again, but then quickly holds his shield up as he counters the Astro toilet's speed attack, and then finishes him off with his laser minigun. Also, if you listened closely to this Astro toilet's scream when he was about to die, you can tell that it is the screams that Steak recorded for Dafuk Boom. If you don't know what I am talking about, Steak asked Dafuk on a Roblox livestream with Creekcraft if he could make screams for Dafuk, as he is a great screamer. Dafuk Boom then agreed, and this is now evident in this episode because all the screams in this episode was voiced by Steak. The laser-large cameraman then turns around thinking that the humans are still alive and makes a gesture for them to follow him, but then he stops and slowly turns back around, realizing that the humans were killed. Which is very sad, and you can really tell that their death affected the laser-large cameraman, because the humans are innocent in this war, and they're not able to handle the wrath of this war. Also, he failed to save them, so he probably feels somewhat guilty for that. He saw Plunger Cameraman die in episode 70, and now the humans, he and Camera Woman, have been having it rough lately. Anyways, the POV laser-large cameraman sees a shadow that fades out in the distance, and immediately begins to charge his laser minigun to attack it, but he doesn't see it anywhere anymore. He keeps his ground until he intercepts this Astro toilet towards his right, and he hits him with his powerful sword arm. The laser-large cameraman intercepts this attack by dodging and then putting his shield up to protect himself from the Astro's attacks. The Astro toilet manages to pierce through the holographic shield, and he tries to kill the laser-large cameraman, but he dodges, and then he starts to use his laser minigun against the Astro toilet. But that does not work, as the Astro toilet deflects the attack and charges at the laser-large cameraman, knocking him down. But right as the Astro toilet was about to end him, the upgraded Buzzsaw Rizsaw mutant comes into action by launching one of his katanas into the Astro toilet's head, and we see him fly into the scene and swipe at the Astro toilet with his buzzsaw, as she then moves towards the right and cuts a part of the Astro toilet's arm, and then he uses his laser gun against this Astro toilet who blocks this attack, and unbeknownst to him, the upgraded police SWAT mutant comes behind the Astro toilet, chopping off both of the Astro's limbs and laser guns with his sickles, breaking all of its defenses, and he uses all 4 of his rocket launchers to stun the Astro toilet. Yet it still was not enough to kill him. So then we see the upgraded muscular Chad mutant toilet arriving behind the Astro toilet, and he grabs the Astro toilet and he squeezes his head into a pulp with his other arm. We can definitely say that this was one heck of a bloody episode, noting what happens more later in it. Anyways, the muscular mutant tosses the Astro toilet away, and we see the Buzzsaw mutant retrieve his katana, which is very cool. Before I continue, I'm going to quickly talk about their upgrades. So the muscular mutant has his dark sunglasses back, but it also seems that he has yellow glowing eyes, unlike before. He now has armored pads on his shoulders. He is somehow even more buff than before, and his shoulder blasters seem to get replaced with Astro laser guns, showing that these guys got upgraded with Astro technology. The Buzzsaw mutant now has glowing orange accents on his katanas, and his laser gun on his Buzzsaw arm has been upgraded into an Astro one. He also has an Astro toilet helmet. The SWAT mutant has his sickle back, but now he also has an extra one, and they both also have glowing orange accents. He also seems to have a new helmet with an orange visor attachment, protecting his eyesight, probably after he got his eye scarred in episode 72 by the camera Strider. So, the laser-large cameraman aims at them all, probably to protect himself, because he knows that they're part of G-Man's squad, and they're more wrathful, unlike the other skibidi toilets. He aims first at the upgraded SWAT mutant toilet, which makes him say, "Why bro is aiming at me? Is he stupid?" After that, he aims at the upgraded Rizsaw mutant, and he says, "We saved your life." That is definitely true. and I think that POV laser large cameraman should have acted in a better way in this scene, but it is totally understandable as to why he acted the way he did. After that, he puts his laser minigun down, and the upgraded muscular Chad mutant toilet comes forwards, shaking the ground with every step, and says, "Relax, we ain't here to hurt nobody. Time for us to become friends, officially." If you didn't know, the line "we ain't here to hurt nobody" comes straight from the Give It To Me, Skibbity Bop, Yes Yes song from TikTok, originally known as My Style, is ridiculous. This line was also shown in one of the leaks for this episode, which definitely is a very big reference to this moment in this episode. But I also thought it was a reference to the green hair Skibidi Urinal from episode 2, who was the only Skibidi to say that line in English throughout the whole series until now. So I thought that green hair Skibidi Urinal would be making a return, but I guess not. It's still not too late though, because episode 77 is not over. The POV laser large cameraman acts like he is going to pull out a thumbs up, but in reality, he pulls out a middle finger towards the mutant trio, showing to them that he is standing on business, and he is not just going to join them after everything they did. But then, the muscular mutant takes off his sunglasses as he laughs a bit, and he says, "We are not asking," showing that he is very serious, and they have no other choice but to team up if they want to survive the current war against the Astro toilets. After this, 2 Astro toilets and an Astro Interceptor X-Wings come to attack the mutant trio and the laser large cameraman. The muscular mutant puts his sunglasses on again and charges his laser guns, and he also smiles menacingly as the buzzsaw mutant takes out his katana. The laser large cameraman turns around to see the Astro Interceptor shooting and spinning into the scene, then they start to work together to take them down. After they take down 2 of the 3 Astro toilets, the Astro Interceptor is much more difficult to take down, as he is resilient against the laser large cameraman's laser minigun and the other 2 mutants' lasers. He shoots down the laser large cameraman and the buzzsaw mutant a bit, but he also loses some of his wings in the process. As the Astro looks puzzled on what to do next, a surprise guest shows up. An upgraded DJ toilet comes into the scene and pushes the Astro toilet back with a powerful sound wave. Before I continue, DJ. Toilet clearly got his justice served here. Hopefully he goes one-on-one with the detainer Astro toilet and he takes him out for real, instead of having broken shades and no upgrades. It seems like the engineer toilet from episode 74 upgraded him well, since he now has armors to protect his speakers, and he also has cool-looking speakers attached around him. He also has the old G-Man visors from episode 49 and 57, and his beanie also has a yellow stripe now. He also has his laser guns back and jetpacks to help him move faster instead of just being a strider. After this, the muscular mutant attacks the Astro toilet, and from behind him comes the Strider Scientist duo, and he grabs the Astro and shoots a huge laser blast, putting down the Astro toilet to the ground, making him paralyzed. The laser large cameraman takes this chance to keep lasering the Astro toilet, but stops after the upgraded Michael Jackson toilet comes from behind him and slashes his head off with his new blades while saying, He! Which was honestly scary and funny at the same time. Finally, Michael Jackson is back in action, and he now has sunglasses, as well as 2 laser guns at the top of his toilet. Instead of having buzzsaw limbs, he now has 6 katana limbs with orange glowing accents, and they're very strong. After the Astro gets decapitated, his head lands right in front of the POV laser large cameraman. Both the mutant trio and the Strider Scientist duo land down, and we see the Strider Scientist duo reunite with the Swap mutant. I wonder how they're going to work together, knowing how they were previously sworn enemies in episode 72. After this, one of the most disgusting and unexpected things happen, and this proves that these Astro toilets are definitely extraterrestrial aliens. The head of the Astro toilet interceptor starts tweaking as it grows out creepy spider legs. It then stops tweaking for like 3 seconds before screaming at the POV laser large cameraman. It looked like it was going to try to kill him with just his head. The laser large cameraman starts to panic, shooting his laser non-stop at the Astro Interceptor's head as it moves closer towards him. Now this is some Pennywise type situation here. I remember this happening in It Chapter 2. Also, the DJ toilet is clearly also scared, but worry not because the upgraded muscular mutant toilet grabs the conscious head and throws it to another smaller incoming Astro toilet in the distance, making them both explode into pieces. This moment reminds me of the moment in episode 62, where the cameraman starts to play around with a skibidi toilet, but the speakerman grabs it and throws it towards the wall, making it explode. After this happens, our POV laser-large cameraman looks back at the muscular mutant, and the mutant frowns as the POV is about to make a gesture with his hand, and he probably wants to flip him off, but he holds off because he just saved him. So he shows the muscular mutant a thumbs up, and then the mutant smiles, raises his arms, and says, "Let's go." Also, the DJ toilet in the back smiles, and then pauses, and then smiles again, showing that the G-Squad is happy to now be allied with the Alliance and have a form of friendship with them. Then, the episode ends, which means the first part has now ended. Hopefully in the second part, we get to see perhaps G-Man Toilet, or perhaps one of the Titans. I think everybody thinks that the Titans will be in this episode, and it has been confirmed that at least one of the Titans is showing up, if not two of them, and I really hope that they are, as this is one of the biggest episodes of the series, since we know each episode that ends with 7 has a very special meaning and lore to it. Not only does this episode end with a 7, but it also starts with 7, meaning that this episode could perhaps be even bigger than the rest of the 7s we've received. That was quite the episode, friends. Do you have any theories on the next part of this episode? If you do, then make sure to write them down in the comments, as they're always welcome. Also, come join Chasing Skylar's Discord server, where you will find skibidi toilet leaks, Genesis leaks, and other leaks from other multiverses, and you will get to interact with the wonderful community there also. Thank you for watching my video. I was Obsidian. And until next time, my friends,